Hey there guys, if you saw my recent news video, you saw that I had a special request to go and do the Final Fantasy III series boss battle using Final Fantasy III units only for the mission. So we're going to hard mode and we're going to do the Final Fantasy III mission. We're going to grab Ultros' Alt Onion Knight. And this is the party we're going to go with. We're also going to be doing a crystal party only at the same time. You could add the Cloud of Darkness unit. She is Final Fantasy III, but she's not crystal. So you'd miss one of the missions, but the main thing here is the Final Fantasy III mission. So let's get in here and give it a go. It shouldn't be too bad with Onion Knight. Okay, so we've got 3 different versions of Onion Knight in the party. So the Neo Onion Knight will do his 85 breaks, which are right here. Go ahead and do that for now. The 5-star Onion Knight is our passive provoker, and he's just going to guard every single turn with evasion. He's in his shift form for higher spirit. Evoker, for now, just doesn't need to do anything. He can just guard. Ingus is going to be doing Dark Resist from Anima. My Onion Knight EX0 will just do his unlock skill in the base form, and the Friend Onion Knight will go to the shift form and do Bar Winja for the general and magic mitigation, undead mitigation, and then doesn't really matter what else, we can just protect it, because why not? Okay. So, it's going to be a little bit slowish doing the clear, because the Onion Knight has to maintain all the buffs in the shift form, which is a little bit disruptive, but it'll be fine. Okay, so we do take some damage from the boss's magic that we're not covering, but with all the mitigations from Shifted Onion, it should be fine. So, the Friend will go to the base form and now do his cooldown unlock. Mine will do the next step, because we did it on turn 1. We can just reload all of these pretty much as we just, the first few turns are going to be setting up for Onion Knight. We're not really going for a speed clear, so we're just kind of setting up for the first few turns, and then we can start dealing damage every turn after that. Now, every third turn, the boss is going to buff, but not yet. At the end of the third turn, she'll buff up, which we have to deal with. Okay, so Friend Onion can now do the unlock. Mine can do the final unlock step. And the rest of these can just guard and repeat. Okay, so here comes the boss's every third turn buffs. We're going to have to deal with them. We're going to dispel the boss and all that. Also, the boss breaks us and all that kind of stuff. But, we've got a plan for it. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now the Friend Onion Knight is going to reapply those mitigations. So we're going to do undead mitigation, regular mitigations, and then we'll do a modifier buff with his shift form. Mine will do quad cast, which is now unlocked. We'll do a modifier buff. We're going to, oh, not yet. Let's go ahead and have Ingus dual cast from an item. We're going to dual cast Dispel from a staff. Dispel, and then we'll go ahead and just do a heal for the party. That'll get rid of the boss's buffs that she applied that turn. Now, we can shift the LB Onion for the 89 breaks. Evoker can do Wind Imperil with, right there, Wind Imperil Field, and then kind of whatever. And then this Onion can guard, and mine can do Quad. We'll do Modifier Buff. Let's do an Undead Killer. Let me think for a second. No, we need Modifier Buff. We need Sword in Peril. We need the Field. And we need to do Undead Killer. So I didn't have the actions to do the Cure the Breaks this turn, which is fine. Now that we've got all the unlocks going, we can start getting into a better rotation for the rest of the fight. The early part of the fight is a little bit awkward as we're still unlocking everything. But thankfully, all the unlocks are permanent. So once they're unlocked, we're good for the rest of the fight. Okay, so for this turn, let's go to the base form, and let's go ahead and deal some damage. Let's do the wind attack with both the onions. It's the second one, right? Yeah. So wind attack with both the onions. We can go ahead and just chain it up a little bit. Now we're not fully buffed up just yet because the friend is still having to, you know, maintain the shifted skills and all. We can go ahead and just reapply Dark Resist, guard you. You can just do a heal, because why not? And you can just go back to breaking. And okay, so this is going to be like our rotation. We're going to deal damage once per 3 turns. It's a little, like I said, a little bit awkward because we're having to maintain mitigations with the shifted onion, so it kind of interrupts our rotation quite a bit. But it's going to be fine. Okay, so this turn, the friend will go ahead and do the final unlock in this form, so that shift form will now have quad cast. Mine will do, let's see here, just some mitigations and all, or buffing. We can reload you, reload you, reload you, and reload you. Yeah, the boss is going to buff on this turn, so we're going to dispel it yet again, and then go ahead and set up for a bursting after that. Okay, so this time we're going to do a better burst, because we're going to have more unlocks going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and dispel with Angus, first of all. Angus will dual cast Dispel from an item, and then just a heal to top us off. After that, we shifted LB Onion, we guard Sage, Evoker will do Wind and Peril Field, and a Wind and Peril. Friend Onion will shift here. We've got to do mitigations. So we're going to do, let's see here. Unfortunately, I forgot to do the cooldown reduction in the base form. Whoops. So we're going to do modifier buff. We're going to do break, cure, undead killer, and a regular mitigation. Yeah, so we're going to lose undead mitigation. It should honestly be fine, but we'll see, I guess. Mine will do modifier buff. And again, I didn't do the cooldown reduction either. What a shame. Sword in Peril. Cooldown reduction. Yeah, I really messed this up, didn't I? And undead killer. Oh well, it's really not that, doesn't matter that much. So we're not going to do quite as much damage as I was hoping, but it's fine, honestly speaking. So some more attacks. As you see, it's hitting us kind of harder because we didn't do the cooldown reduction because I kind of messed up my rotation. It's a little bit confusing going back and forth between the forms with Onion and maintaining the cooldown drop, but you know, it's fine. So let's go ahead and do a damage here and push that threshold. That's going to be the important thing. The threshold is going to be pushed this turn. So we'll go ahead and push that threshold. Okay, so this turn, the boss is going to do an AoE physical. So we're going to go ahead and do a double Mirage with the Neo Onion. We can just refresh the Dark Resist here. We can do a heal here. You can guard. And here we go. So this is definitely going to be a little bit slightly painful because we missed the undead mitigation. And I don't think it's off cooldown naturally yet. I think it's one more turn. Yeah, so this is unfortunate. But we'll deal with it. Let me think for a second. Maybe we can kill next turn. So we're going to go ahead and try that. So we're going to modifier buff. We have to dispel the boss for that magic buff. Yeah, the boss has a magic buff. That's got to go. So we're going to dispel the magic buff. We're going to heal the party. There we go. We'll go ahead and break again with Onion. Guard you. And then Evoker can Wind in Peril. And then refresh the field. Let's see. My Onion can field, sword thing, modifier buff, and cure the debuffs. Friend can modifier buff, amplify, undead killer, and let's cooldown reduction so that his shift form is good to go. Okay, so here comes some magical attacks on the party. It honestly should not be that bad. It kind of hurt. That's because I messed up my rotation and didn't maintain undead mitigation. That was my fault. So here's the thing. We need to get rid of the boss's buffs again. I should have never used undead's or Onion's LB yet. Yeah, I'm just messing up all over the place. Honestly, it's not that big a deal, though. We're going to dispel the boss's buffs. We're going to heal. And we're going to go for the kill. May or may not work. We're going to find out. Let's go ahead and do this. And we're going to have to just do an 85 break because I messed up my rotation. Isn't that awesome? But the boss is only at 25%. It should be probably fine. We're going to find out in about 4 seconds. Got it. Okay, so actually we got the 10-turn mission as well. So there we go. So my mistake on continuously messing up the mitigation. I should have done the cooldown reduction in the base form with the friend. Oh well, whatever. So this is our Sage, who is passive provoke full evasion in the base form. Other than that, as much spirit as you can reasonably fit, and then a little bit of dark resist. You want 170 dark resist after a buff, meaning you only need 100 if you're using Anima's buff. Sage is just here for the wind support, so wind field, wind in not Sage, Evoker, wind in peril. You could deal damage with him if you wanted to. Honestly, we didn't need it, so I didn't bother. But there you go. Mana reduction, some healing gear, dual cast, etc. Onion is, the Neo Onion is a lot of Esper fill. Not Esper, LB fill. A lot of LB fill. 12 per turn, 400%, bulk, etc. He's the breaker. Ingus is using the Aura Staff for the Dispel skill, and we gave him Soul of the Master for dual cast. He has heals in his kit naturally. He's on Anima for the Dark Resist buff. And then my Onion is using all the Onion gear. Status immunity, he's maxed on Undead Killer, all that kind of fun stuff. There you go. Friend, maxed on Undead Killer. Doesn't quite have all the Onion gear. That's fine. It still did totally fine. There we go. And then his shift form is just, some mana reduction. And there it is. That was our clear. 10 turns. Not bad. All Final Fantasy 3, hard mode. All crystal units on top of that. So we got it done, and we're going to look at the damage breakdown real quick. The friend is EX1, mine is not, so there it is. But mine had all the Onion gear, friend did not. So it was still pretty close, though. And there's our clear. Yeah, so a little bit of a mess up by me by not maintaining the undead mitigation, because I messed up the cooldown reduction, and then I messed up the cooldowns in the base form. It's a lot to juggle with Onion, because all of his cooldowns in both forms, and the reductions only in the base, the mitigations are only in the shift, and then the amps only in the base. It's a little bit of a headache. If I really wanted to be optimal, I'd write it out on paper and specifically plan out turn by turn, but it's not that hard of a fight, so not really needed. Anyway, see you in a bit.